Are the Boston Celtics on the verge of shaking things up as the trade deadline approaches? With whispers of potential deals circulating, fans are left wondering who could don the green and white next. Picture a new veteran presence stepping onto the court, bringing experience and grit to an already formidable squad. Stay tuned, because this could be a game changer for our beloved Celtics. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay in the loop with all the latest updates. As we approach the trade deadline, there's a lot of buzz around the Boston Celtics and what moves they might make. Now, let's be real. We're not expecting any blockbuster trades that will shake the very foundations of the NBA. The Celtics are in a tricky position as a second apron team, meaning their flexibility is limited. But just like last year, they'll be exploring the margins, looking for pieces that can enhance their roster without breaking the bank. This brings us to a list of 10 potential trade targets that could be intriguing for the Celtics. Remember, we're not saying they will or should trade for these guys, but these names are worth considering given their financial situations and what they could bring to the team. Starting off at number 10, we have Kevin Love. He's not the same player he once was, but if the Celtics are looking for a veteran presence, he might fit the bill. His floor spacing could come in handy during those gritty moments, even if he's not bringing a lot to the table on the court. Next on the list is an old friend, Javonte Green. Currently with the injury-riddled New Orleans Pelicans, Green's athleticism and hustle could be a welcome addition to the Celtics bench. However, I have to admit, I'm not sure how well he fits into the current lineup. At number 8, we've got Josh Richardson. A familiar name from his time with the Celtics, Richardson could provide valuable minutes off the bench. That said, he's having a rough season, so Boston might want to explore other options. Then we have Daniel Theis. He's a fan favorite, and while adding another big man might not be a pressing need, Theis's skills in screening and rim protection could still be beneficial. The familiarity with the organization might play into this as well. Coming in at number 6 is Dariq Whitehead. He's struggled to find his footing with the Brooklyn Nets, but his potential could be a worthwhile gamble for the Celtics. He shot the ball well in college, and perhaps with the right development, he could be a valuable asset down the line. Next up, we have Vit Krejci. If Brad Stevens is looking to continue his trend of acquiring players who have performed well against the Celtics, Krejci could be on the radar. He's a sizable wing and might have enough potential to pique Boston's interest, especially since he's not getting much playing time in Atlanta. At number 4 is Guerschon Yabusele. With the current situation in Philadelphia, the 76ers might be open to trading players, and Yabusele could be one of them. Although he mainly plays at the 5, he could definitely add some depth to the Celtics' front court. In the third spot, we have David Roddy. The Hawks have had a solid season, and Roddy has been a valuable contributor, averaging 14.6 minutes per game. His impressive three-point shooting could make him an interesting target for Boston. Coming in at number 2 is Dalen Terry from the Chicago Bulls. He hasn't made much of an impact in the NBA yet, but his athleticism and improved shooting could make him an intriguing project for the Celtics. Plus, he has a team option for next season that could serve as a valuable trade piece. Finally, at number 1, we have Shake Milton. The Celtics are historically a top three-point shooting team, and Milton has been exceptional this season. Adding another sharpshooter to the bench could provide the depth needed in crucial moments. His defensive capabilities are a question mark, but with his contract extending for 2 more years, he could be a solid trade asset moving forward. So, what do you think? Were these the right names to discuss? Personally, I'm torn about some of these options. It's going to be crucial for the Celtics to make the right moves to enhance their playoff chances. I want to hear your thoughts. Who do you think the Celtics should target, and why? Drop your opinions in the comments below. As the Boston Celtics continue their season, the buzz around Jaylen Brown and Derek White potentially making the All-Star team is heating up. We're about a third of the way through the season, and it's the perfect time to assess our stars and their chances. So let's break it down. With both players showcasing impressive performances, the question arises, can they both secure All-Star spots? Jaylen Brown is certainly in the conversation. His shooting percentages are stabilizing, and he's having a career-best season in terms of passing. The pedigree is there, having been an All-Star in 3 of the last 4 seasons. As long as he stays healthy and continues to improve his accuracy, I believe he's a near lock for the All-Star roster. On the other hand, we have Derek White, who has emerged as an analytics darling this season. His advanced metrics place him closer to an All-NBA player than a non-All-Star, which is quite the statement. Yes, his stats might appear on the lower end with averages of 17 points, 5 rebounds and 5 assists, but let's not forget how crucial he has been to the Celtics' success. White has developed into one of the league's most prolific and accurate shooters, while also being a defensive asset. It's a fine line, though. Coaches often reward flashier stats, so I'm cautiously optimistic about his chances. Now, let's talk about the competition. The Eastern Conference is packed with talent, and while players like Jason Tatum and Donovan Mitchell are almost guaranteed spots, there are plenty of worthy contenders. The likes of Damian Lillard and Trae Young will be tough to bypass. We also cannot ignore the impact of winning. The Celtics have been a dominant force, and that collective success often translates into individual accolades. But here's where it gets tricky. While Brown's resume speaks for itself, White's path to the All-Star game might hinge on the Celtics' continued dominance and whether he can elevate his scoring in the eyes of the coaches. I can't help but feel that if he continues to perform at his current level, he could very well sneak in, especially with some of the other Eastern teams underperforming. What about LaMelo Ball and Cade Cunningham? Both are exciting players putting up impressive numbers, and you can't ignore their scoring prowess. But I wonder if the coaches will look at a Boston team that's thriving and reward both Brown and White, or if they'll lean towards the flashy playmakers from other squads. It's a dilemma that raises the stakes for every game. As for the fans, you know how passionate we are about our Celtics. The thought of having 2 All-Stars representing Boston is exhilarating, but I'm also torn. Is it too ambitious to hope for both? Or should we temper our expectations? This season is still young, and anything can happen. Injuries and team performance will play pivotal roles down the stretch. I want to hear from you. Do you believe this is the best path for Brown and White? Are they both deserving of All-Star nods, or is one of them likely to miss out? I'm genuinely divided on this, and I want to know your thoughts. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Share your expectations, frustrations, and hopes for the rest of the season. What do you think the Celtics need to do to secure those All-Star selections? Your insights matter, and I'm eager to engage with you. Don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with fellow Celtics fans. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any essential updates as we follow our team through the highs and lows of the season. Let's rally together and support our Celtics as they aim for greatness.